I would say that the hardest thing about living with type 1 would have to be other people. To have the judgment, I think, is very difficult, particularly when they don't know anything about it.
People think you can do less of what other kids do. I tell them, you're wrong. I can do what I want when I want. Hey, don't go light on me just because I'm diabetic.
One of the most common misconceptions, especially today, is that you have to live a very restricted life. There's still this old idea of what managing type 1 diabetes is like.
The amount of knowledge that people have is so small, it's so limited, and that's when they get into the, oh, so sad for you. I want people to know that being diagnosed, you can live just like everybody else.
Some days I get really, really frustrated and I just want to be a normal kid.
There was a moment where he said, "This is going to be every day, isn't it?" And I remember thinking, how do you tell your 6-year-old there's not a day off? That was a very difficult time for all of us.
The burden of the daily management of type 1 diabetes can wear on a person, certainly over time. And so what you'll see a lot of times are people feeling kind of burned out about managing it.
Of course you get down on it. There are certain times when you're not in the mood for it, but I think to myself, you know, what's your alternative? You have to get through it.
I think it really helps with your care to have your own personal philosophy about it. I like to look at diabetes as a game. It helps me feel like, well, if I mess up today, it's okay because tomorrow's a whole new day. But either way, you're going to try and get the best out of diabetes because it's very challenging and it's a battle that you have to be ready for.
That's a funky looking Okay, everybody ready?
One of the things you struggle with as parents as you watch your children grow up is how do you pull back? How do you let them be independent?
We certainly know that parents worry about letting go of certain roles. However, we never want parents to completely step back from diabetes management. So one of the areas that we focus a lot on is the conflict over whose responsibility is it to do a certain task.
Is it easier to just have her out of the picture than in the picture? Yeah. A lot of adults think that they could do diabetes better than their children.
One of the big things that you worry about, are they going to do what they need to do? And you slowly have to let go for his sake and have faith that he's going to handle it because we've given him all of the right tools that he needs to be successful. It's just up to him now to travel down that road.
We take on challenges that people don't even dream of, but just because you have diabetes doesn't mean that's all people see.
It's about the person, and the person just happens to have diabetes. It's not the other way around.
When people say, "Oh, we didn't know your child had diabetes," to me that means that it's not his first thought. That makes me very optimistic about what his future holds.
I've been lucky to meet 2 people with type 1 diabetes who climbed to the top of Mount Everest. And if you can stand on top of the world with type 1 diabetes, you can have a life that's incredibly rich. That's the message. That's the takeaway.